Again, this is Josh, and we are on page 4. And this is perhaps one of the most important pages because it explains the CGS program, which is the heart and soul of what makes solar PV possible and the reason why it's attractive in the first place, and that's saving money on your electric bill. So let's dig in and try to see if we can understand a little more about how this program works, as well as some of the important nuances that influence how your system was designed and how it will save you money over the long term. The best way to understand this is to look at this simple illustration that we have here at the bottom of the page. Prior to installing solar, in this particular case, you'll see that this home uses 28 kilowatt hours per day on average. And that electricity is bought entirely from Helco at their current retail rate, which is around 31 cents, for a total of about $9 a day in electricity. So this would be a bill that would be around $300 a month when you factor in your customer charge. So with solar installed, a PV system on your roof is going to generate electricity during the daytime. And assuming that the PV system is designed to maximize the savings for this particular home, that system is going to produce about 28 kilowatt hours a day on average. Now, the typical home consumes about 25% of its electricity during what we call the solar production window, which is generally speaking around these hours of the day. So of that 28 kilowatt hours, 7 of those are consumed during the daytime. So normally they would have bought 7 kilowatt hours from Helco during the daytime and 21 during the non-solar production window, nighttime and early morning. So with the PV system installed on the roof during the daytime, it's supplying this electricity directly to the home as it's being consumed by the various appliances in the home. So that's 7 kilowatt hours that would have been bought from Helco are now being provided by the solar, thus directly reducing the amount of electricity that needs to be purchased from Helco down to what's being used during the non-solar window, which is that 21 kilowatt hours remaining. So that 7 kilowatt hours saves this household about $2.25 a day, which is approximately 25% of their bill. That remaining 21 kilowatt hours that was produced by the PV system gets sent out to the grid, and this is where the CGS comes in, customer grid supply. And that is that you can send this electricity out to Helco and receive a credit for it at the Helco CGS rate, which is a fixed rate and is currently about 15 cents per kilowatt hour. So that 21 kilowatt hours goes out to Helco. They receive a bill credit at 15 cents per kilowatt hour, which is approximately $3.20. So between the energy that was supplied directly to the home and the credits received from Helco, the total savings on their bill on average per day would be around $5.50. So a little under 60% of their bill is being offset by the combination of the self-supply savings and what's known as the grid supply credit. Now, one of the most important nuances to understand in the grid supply program, and that is commonly misunderstood and misrepresented by solar companies, is that this right here, this 21 kilowatt hour figure here, that you have remaining to be purchased from Helco, this is the maximum kilowatt hours that you will receive credit for on a monthly basis. So again, this is just on an average daily basis. On a monthly basis, the balance of your consumption. So if we were on a 30-day month, then this would be 630 kilowatt hours, would be the maximum number of kilowatt hours, as shown here, that you can receive credit for. So in other words, if this PV system, instead of producing 28 kilowatt hours, produced, we'll say 35 kilowatt hours, so in that case, 28 kilowatt hours went out to the grid while 7 still went to the house. But because your net consumption was only 21 kilowatt hours, that 7 extra kilowatt hours is lost. It's basically free energy donated to Helco at no benefit to you. So it's important in the system design process that this be factored in. And it's something that we've built into our design software. And as you'll see on the following page, where you get to see your system option and estimated savings, we factor that in as a primary piece of how to maximize the value that you can get out of your PV system, both from a return on investment or savings after financing, as well as maximizing your potential savings under the grid supply program. And that's about it. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us.